Hi, I'm Candice, and welcome to Fight For It Now. Tonight we'll be reviewing the highly anticipated event, Fight For It 19, at the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem on March 16th. So let's get into it. To start with, Fight For It 19 picks up right where 18 left off. We currently have 29 fights scheduled for the night, and for the main event, we're finally getting the most exciting matchup Fight For It has ever seen. For more on that, I'll turn it over to Fight For It commentator Dylan McGrath.
Thanks, Candice. Fight fans, we're back talking about the matchup. So nice they made it twice. Our main event, once again, Truck-On Carson versus Tanner Saraceno, of course, was supposed to be our main event at the Grady Cole Center. Fell out on about 4 or 5 days. Notice Truck-On Carson able to retain that main event slot and win the title for the 170-pound Fight For It Pro Division for MMA in record time with a guillotine choke. So we made the fight again. We're able to keep that fight together for this event. I couldn't be more excited. I know that a lot of people here behind the scenes at Fight For It are really excited about this fight as well. Didn't want to sound like a broken record and revisit too many facets of what I already talked about in our last show together. So today I'm going to talk about what did we learn about Truck-On Carson in his most recent outing in MMA after such a long layoff, and now coming right back 2 months later here to defend the title against Tanner Saraceno. Well, we learned that Truck-On Carson has also been working on the grappling. So all this time he's been away doing the bare knuckle thing and putting on these electric boxing bouts. He's also been working on his submission grappling apparently and getting better in that realm as well, as he was able to slap in a very tight guillotine choke very quickly against a very tested opponent in very quick time before there was really any slipperiness to worry about there as well. So obviously I think that changes the dynamics just a little bit. Tanner has to be concerned about not just the boxing but the grappling as well, and Tanner is an all-around MMA fighter. He has great kicks, he has great grappling, he has great hands as well. So I'm just wondering if he can use all of those tools to find some kind of game plan that can neutralize the frenetic fast starter, the game dog that is Truck-On Carson. As everyone knows, Truck-On is extremely aggressive and he likes to bring an intense bout, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will look to do so again in Winston-Salem this next weekend. I'd also like to take the opportunity to shine a light on some amateur matchups as well, particularly one that stuck out to me in the makings of this card, Brandon Gasca versus El Tortuga, Jacob Paez. You know, I think that the Paez brothers have brought a lot to the Carolina MMA scene. If you follow the Carolina MMA scene very closely, you know that they have been making a lot of noise in the last couple of years since they arrived on the scene. Both Drew and Jacob have had extremely impressive performances and runs in UBG, and now they're starting to branch out into these other promotions. And obviously they're both very, very gifted wrestlers and grapplers. I think Jacob is longer and has a little bit more problematic striking of the two to deal with. So it'll be interesting to see how Brandon deals with that in this fight. Brandon Gasca just picked up a title at Samurai Fighting Championship in his home city of Durham this past weekend. Here, I was there at that fight, and he was able to utilize some great slick jiu-jitsu to take the back early in that fight and get a rear naked choke locked in. Personally, I think that this fight is very high level on the ground, with both guys kind of having a good striking as well. So I think that both of these guys probably want to wrap the other up and test the jiu-jitsu. But if I'm the coach for either guy, I would probably tell them to avoid that realm and instead try to use our jiu-jitsu to keep things nice and defensive and to keep things in the striking realm. When you have two really good guys, really good grapplers that are of similar level just going, you know, when you're in the gym, it happens too. Sometimes you just get caught, and you don't want to just get caught in an MMA fight, especially one of this level of importance. Make no mistake, this fight has huge implications for the future of this division in the Carolinas. I think both these guys are rising stars, rising prospects with championship ambitions, not just in this promotion, but in a lot of promotions in the future, and not to mention how they will both shape up as pros one day here soon. But yeah, I think that both of these guys have very, very bright futures, and I am interested to see which one of them can come out on top in this amateur bout at Fight For It here this coming weekend.
Thanks, Dylan. You can hear more from Dylan as he and Icy Mike provide commentary for the pay-per-view. Speaking of the pay-per-view, for those of you planning to enjoy the event this way, there will be some changes you need to be aware of. First off, you will need to enter a passcode to access the stream. This passcode will be sent to you by email as soon as you complete your order. The second thing is that access will be limited to one device at a time. So if you want to switch devices, you will need to first log out of the original device before logging into the new one. You can do this by simply clicking the logout button in the upper right. If you have any trouble accessing the pay-per-view, please email us at admin@fightforitcompany.com. On March 16th, come prepared to make a full day of it. The kickboxing fights will start at 3 p.m., followed by the MMA fights at 7 p.m. Hot food and cold drinks will also be available. In-person and pay-per-view tickets are on sale now at fightforitcompany.com. Use promo code Candice for $5 off each ticket. We look forward to seeing you at the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on March 16th. Tickets are available at fightforitcompany.com. Premium seating goes quick, so grab them while you can. I'm Candice, and I'll see you in the cage.